We're back, and today we're talking about the top 10 must-watch anime of the season. Now, this is just my opinion. I've seen a lot of anime on this season. I've dropped a lot. I haven't even given a chance to some of them just because the trailer and the synopsis doesn't really resonate with me. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump onto this list of greatness of anime that came out this season. And we're gonna start off with number 10 being the new Fate series, Fate/Strange Fake. See, I mean, that's a mouthful right there. But anyway, the only reason this is a number 10 is because we only got one episode, 1 hour special episode. And sadly, that's not enough, right? That's not enough. I wish we would have gotten the whole season, which good news, we did get an announcement that we are going to be getting the rest of the series. We didn't get a release window, but the one episode was absolutely top tier. And if you're a Fate fan, you should definitely be checking this out. If you're not a Fate fan, you should definitely check the series out. Now, this Fate series, you can watch it by itself. You don't really need to watch any of the other Fate series, but it does help if you watch Fate Zero or Fate Unlimited Blade Works, because there are some little Easter eggs thrown here and there that make it seem like it's connected to those series. I don't believe in the timeline that it actually is, but heck, I'm just gonna throw in the watch order of the Fate series if you really want to get into it, right? It's super simple, right? There's two ways to do it. You can either do it the way that the anime came out, you know, with Fate Stay Night, then Fate Zero, and then Unlimited Blade Works. I believe that's the order that they came out. Or you can do it the way that I like to recommend people to watch it, and that, of course, is Fate Unlimited Blade Works first. And the reason I say that is because it's more action-oriented, right? If you go with Fate Zero, which is usually like the way the normal people kind of recommend to watch the Fate series, Fate Zero is a prequel. And while, yes, Unlimited Blade Works will actually kind of spoil the little plot twist in Fate Zero, Phase Zero is a lot slower. Like the whole first hour episode, not a lot really happens, right? So if you're not a fan of the series, you will go in and you're gonna be like, well, this is boring, right? Because you're not attached to these characters. You don't care about these characters. Whereas if you start with Fate Unlimited Blade Works, you're gonna get introduced to great characters. Then you're gonna get introduced to some really good action in the first hour, and you're gonna be hyped for it. And by the time you get done with Unlimited Blade Works, boom, you're gonna love these characters. You wanna know more about these characters, so you're gonna go to Phase Zero, and now that whole hour where they're just really kind of talking, introducing the characters, you're already gonna be invested in the series, so it's not gonna be as a heavy, slow-paced episode that's gonna be dragging along, right? You're gonna be, I want to learn more, so you're gonna enjoy it that way. That's my personal take, but let me know what your favorite watch order for the Fate series actually is. Next, we got My Happy Marriage. Now, this is a romance anime that initially was not going to be on the list. That's because I originally had That Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, but after somebody told me to keep on watching My Happy Marriage, because I dropped it on episode 1, I binge watched all the episodes yesterday, and I gotta tell you, this one is absolutely the romance anime of the season. It might not be the most popular. I still think that, The Girl Who Forgot Her Glasses is the most popular romance. But I gotta tell you, this one, just on every character that's on this anime, is absolutely just better than everything with the glasses girl. I mean, how many times can you forget your glasses, right? Like every episode she forgets her glasses. Come on now. Anyways, I digress. I was getting a little worked up, a little salty about that. But yes, you should definitely check My Happy Marriage out. I think it's definitely the best anime romance of the season. And like always, if there's a romance out there that I haven't seen, that you might think I haven't seen, let me know in the comments. I might check it out, because I do like to dabble in the romance genre every now and then. Next, we got Reborn as a Vending Machine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Really? You put Reborn as a vending machine in your list of anime that you must watch this season? Yes, I did, because I gotta tell you, after watching episode 1, going in with zero expectations about being reborn, being isekai as a vending machine, I wouldn't say I was blown away, but it wasn't as bad as I initially thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a disaster, but it actually isn't. I like the fact that the vending machine can change its products. I mean, it has some funny scenes with, a little rubber. It definitely is a funny isekai with an OP main character, you could say. And I definitely want to see how this anime is going to evolve. Like every episode kind of makes me laugh. Every episode kind of just moves that plot forward. So I really want to see how crazy it can actually get. Like imagine if a vending machine becomes so powerful that you actually start comparing it to like anime characters like, I don't know, Rimuru or something like that, right? Like imagine like if the power scaling community starts using a vending machine and power scale this vending machine to like Outerverse or whatever crazy craziness they do. That would be absolutely funny. Next, coming in at number 7, we got Dark Gathering, a horror anime. Now, it's not the type of horror that kind of like jump scares you or anything like that. It's really more about the atmosphere and the tone that the anime sets. And also, it doesn't really have a lot of censoring, which to me, that's definitely a plus when it comes to horror anime. Because whenever I see like a horror anime and like the gruesome scenes are like, 90% of the screen is like in a black screen because they don't want to show, the stuff that's going on. That kind of kills the horror side of the anime, right? Now, usually I guess we got to wait a little bit till we get like a 100% uncensored version. But Dark Gathering so far, there's been some pretty gruesome scenes. Nothing absolutely wild like, like Corpse Party or anything like that. But there's been some gruesome scenes and they really don't censor anything at all. So absolutely put that as a win. The plot is pretty interesting. It follows like a weird character that's, being cursed, and it meets like a detective, you could say, a genius that goes around hunting all these different spirits, puts them into like a little doll, and then keeps them in the room because she's trying to get revenge on the evil spirit that essentially killed her parents. It's pretty creepy if you ask me, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I go to like my friend's place and their kids has a room full of dolls with evil spirits being contained in them, yeah, I am never visiting again. No, thank you. There's something about that is really creepy, and the anime definitely does a great job at kind of portraying that in the anime. So absolutely must check out Dark Gathering. Next, we got SilentHxH coming in at number 6. Now, SilentHxH is a very interesting anime because on the surface level, it seems like it's a comedy, right? That you're just here to watch this anime and have a good laugh with the main character, SilentHxH. But really, if you actually pay attention and you look deeper into like what's actually on the surface level, you will see that it pretty much has like a dark layer underneath. Now, when are they going to reveal that darkness? When are they actually going to give us like that plot twist where we actually see the reasoning as to why SilentHxH wants to destroy all the humans and become a demon lord? I'm guessing it's going to be towards like the season finale, but every episode, they always give you some sort of hint, right? Every episode, of course, it has the comedy, it makes you laugh, but every now and then they remind you, hey, this is not as what it seems, right? This is not a happy story or something along those lines. So that's what keeps me going with SilentHxH every episode. It's not the comedy. I love the comedy, but I really want to dive deeper into that plot and kind of learn about SilentHxH and his motivation as to why he's trying to, destroy humans. What led him to that point? So far, we haven't gotten the answers, but every episode, we're getting closer, and every episode, I get more hype. You should definitely check SilentHxH out. Next, coming in at number 5, we got Undead Murder Farce. Now, I was a little hesitant with this anime because episode 1 was really good, but then episode 2 and 3, it kind of dove into this little story arc within the episodes. And I usually don't tend to watch anime that do that. I prefer my seasonal anime to have a overarching story that starts from episode 1, and that story moves forward throughout every single episode after. Now, Undead Murder Farce, it does that a little bit because each episode they are trying to find the man that essentially stole Aya's body. Yes, this anime has a headless immortal girl going around solving mystery, but the overarching plot of this anime is essentially finding her body. And every episode at the end kind of gives you a little hint to move that plot forward because they're chasing this man across Europe, and we get that. But really every episode, every 2 or 3 episodes are essentially just solving that specific mystery. And the first 2, I really wasn't feeling them, but after episode 4, I was in. I was all in. Once we got to see, Aya solving the mystery, it was done very well. It was explained very well. We got a lot of information. But episode 5 was really the episode where I was just fell in love with the anime. It just gets better with every single episode after. So you should definitely check this one out. And let me know what you think if you're definitely checking it out. I'm making reaction videos, so obviously I'm enjoying this anime. And honestly, I can't wait to see what the season finale is going to be, because it's probably going to be a really plot twist that's going to happen. So I'm excited for that. Next, coming in at number 4, we got Am I Actually the Strongest? Yes, another isekai. I will tell you right now, I am a sucker for isekai anime, especially with OP main characters. Now, I do try to watch every isekai seasonal anime, but I also end up dropping like 90% of them. And there's just something special about Am I Actually the Strongest? Now, in a minor way, it is very similar to something like Mushoku Tensei, right? That's probably why I love the anime so much, because in a way, it kind of reminds me of Mushoku Tensei. Tensei. It follows the main character Haruto, who essentially was abandoned after being born because presumably he was extremely weak with his magic power. But in reality, the equipment that they use to check the magic power only goes up to like 2 digits, and Haruto was in the thousands. So it only read the last 2 digits of his power level. So they thought he was extremely weak. They abandoned him. And then we get to see him kind of grow throughout his whole life, right? We see him as a baby, OP baby. Then we get to see him as like a little kid. Then we get to see him as a teenager. And, you know, it kind of feels like Mushoku Tensei in a very minor way. It's not like a copy of Mushoku Tensei, but it does remind me in some ways of it. So that's probably the reason why it's so high on the list, because, again, I do love a good isekai. And this one so far is one of the few that I'm actually sticking with throughout the season. So definitely check it out and let me know what you think. Now, moving on to number 3, we got, of course, Zum 100. Now, this anime, as soon as the trailer dropped, I was already in love. As soon as episode 1 dropped, I was already in love. Episode 1 is absolutely phenomenal. Now, there is a little thing going on with the production team, because there's been a couple of episodes that have gotten delayed, and that's a bummer, right? But, you know, these people, they work extremely hard, and I can kind of understand, you know, if an anime gets delayed. Now, I believe this is the first anime for the studio that's producing Zum 100, but so far, aside from the production issues, it has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the animation is top tier. The main character, Akira, I absolutely love him. I really want to see this character like succeed in this world. And so far, I like the anime so much that I might actually go and read the manga after the season is done. So definitely check Zum 100 out, but it's definitely one of the most popular anime of the season. So at this point, if you're not watching Zum 100, what are you doing? Next, at number 2, we got Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be on this list. I mean, if you're only going to watch 3 anime this season, let it be the top 3 on this list, right? Unless, of course, you just don't like the battle shonen genre and you like to focus more on, you know, the romance and stuff like that. But I digress, right? Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, we got to see Gojo's past with Geto, and that whole story right there was absolutely phenomenal. But then on top of that, we're also getting the Shibuya arc here that's starting, I believe, next week, because Jujutsu Kaisen went on break. We got a recap episode for the Retrieval arc. Then we're getting a recap episode for Season 1, which, let's be real, we don't need a recap episode for the Retrieval arc. We just got done watching it. But the Season 1 recap, I'm definitely going to be checking out just to refresh my mind, right? Because I've seen Jujutsu Kaisen like 3 times. When it aired, I saw it with my wife. I'm currently rewatching it with my wife in dub. Jujutsu Kaisen is just top tier. So yeah, definitely excited for the future of the anime, and I cannot wait to see how everybody's going to be talking about this in the upcoming weeks, because the Shibuya arc is about to go down, and I'm excited for it. Next, coming in at number 1, we got the greatness that is Mushoku Tensei. Now again, as I've said, I'm a sucker for isekai, but Mushoku Tensei is on that top tier level. We don't get Mushoku Tensei level isekai that often. I mean, if I really think about it, the only thing that can probably come close to Mushoku Tensei is probably something like ReZero. Maybe that time I got reincarnated as Islam. But for me, Mushoku Tensei just sits on top. And I know it's a little controversial because of Rudy. I know a lot of people, they say that Mushoku Tensei is the worst anime ever because of Rudy. But to all those people, all those haters, really, all I gotta say is I just look at their profile picture and I already see that they're watching anime that literally have the same character as Rudy. Like, I don't understand how people hate Mushoku Tensei because of Rudy, but then go and watch anime where it literally has the same character tropes. It's absolutely wild. But hey, you know the anime community. It's full of hypocrites, right? But yeah, Mushoku Tensei is a top tier isekai. I cannot wait to get more, especially after we get past the university arc, because I did read the manga and that's where I dropped it, right? I dropped it at the university arc because I don't like reading, right? So the anime just does such a better job. It elevates everything that the manga has done with the music, with the acting. It just puts it on a whole other level, and I'm definitely loving watching the anime over reading the manga. Now, after that, I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm excited for it. Mushoku Tensei's future looks promising, and it is amazing. Now, that's the 10 anime I think you should be watching this season. Again, I've seen a lot, I've dropped a lot, but let me know in the comments what anime you're watching. If you got any recommendations that I should definitely check out, I definitely will. At least one episode, right? Put it in, kind of watch it, and see how it goes. But like always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out. Boom.